Thank you everyone for being here early in the morning on Tuesday. As Marinella mentioned, I'm going to talk a little bit about future mobility and the focus and research that's developing within this focused area. But I'd like to say from the start is this, I think, touches on a whole host of various areas outside of what we traditionally think about mobility. There's a lot of skill sets, a lot of experience, a lot of research that's happening within this area that I don't have enough time to go into today, but as I speak, I'll try and kind of tease some of those things out around some of the work we're doing with BMW and other mobility partners that have implications beyond just what we traditionally think of, like things that move people and products and goods and stuff. But within that, there is a specific focus we're developing around this future of mobility. That little byline there that you see there, this is part of what we do at the BMW Group Academy within QBT. Fostering design excellence, so we develop pathways and starting to teach future design students around design expertise that's going to be essential for 21st century application in mobility as well as other areas. And we're connecting them with industry partners like BMW and these kinds of Fortune 100 companies around the world. We're trying to do that more and more. Exploring knowledge horizons is developing research that is breaking ground and using emerging technologies in new ways. And advancing cutting edge technologies. That is actually about trying to help industry, and specifically BMW, actually apply that research and that new novel information that we're developing in-house and through our research partners and our research students, is actually then applying it in the real world, trying to make a difference in nature. Some of you, I think most of you, I see a lot of familiar faces from yesterday in the presentation that I gave in this area. You'll know some of the work that we're doing with BMW HQ in Munich. We collaborate directly with them, and the global kind of groups that BMW has. So we're sending students not just to Munich now, but we're also looking at sending them to the UK and other subsidiary partners beyond BMW, the normal car company that we know, to Rolls-Royce, to Mini, to Dealworks, which is another company that they own, BMW Motorrad, and Motorcycle, and a whole heap of different divisions and stuff. So there's some really, really great stuff happening around the academy. And as I said, I've talked a little bit about it yesterday. And just to talk about some of the projects, and this is just a subset of the people involved in some of these projects. It's not everyone. I've kind of just picked out the people within the School of Design specifically. But just to know some of the projects in this area of future mobility more broadly, is we've got a project at the moment that's starting to gain some ground called H-Flight. So that's working, School of Design colleagues working with a company within Australia that's looking at hydrogen mobility, so mobility and using hydrogen technology as a future kind of energy source for mobility. So H-Flight is a project that's developing with a company called Stralis in that space, which is really interesting. Another one is the universal automated vehicle. So we're on a project, James, who will talk in a second, and myself, I'm on a project with engineering, working with Transport Roads on developing design guidelines to design the future automated vehicles for people with disabilities, all sorts of different abilities, not just people with wheelchairs, but cognitive disabilities or vision impairment and things like that, and how we can design vehicles that may be used for across the spectrum of users. So it's a really, really good project. Another one, the Olympic mobility, which I mentioned yesterday, those of you at the presentation, working with Jocko and colleagues in University of Montreal as well on the development of mobility solutions for Brisbane 2032. And another project with CarsQ, which is centred here, another centre around traffic safety and mobility safety on the future motorcycle infotainment with BMW Motorrad as well. So these are really interesting projects that we're kind of working on in that mobility space. They kind of fall under these two broad areas that we're trying to generate within School of Design leading needs. One is the speculative futures in mobility. You can see a whole host of different companies that are involved in the development and the kind of collaboration of that, and we're still looking for partners in that space. As I said, the skill sets and the projects focus on mobility, but the skill sets that are generated in the way that they can be applied go well beyond that. So that's the Speculative Futures kind of program. And the other one is the BMW Group of Beauty Design Academy, which we're continuing to forge ahead with. And we've been very, very fortunate that BMW is working with us significantly with the Academy the way it is now and moving forward. There's a lot of interest in generating more and more collaboration in that space. And although that one is kind of specifically focused with BMW, they're the lead partner that we collaborate with, that feeds this other's work as well. I mean, it connects quite closely with that. So yeah, we're looking for further collaborations, further ways that we can connect with industry here as well. A lot of this is very similar to what Marcus and Jared talked about. On the left here, we have undergraduate programs within industrial design that industry can engage with, and we're at Stralis, our H-Flight project that you saw before, is engaging with that with us in that way, where we have students working on a semester project that might generate some new ideas, some new research needs, and things like that with industry partners. With the Academy, we have HDR internships, as Marcus mentioned, where we can have HDRs embedded in industry, so we can bring that knowledge that they're working on and actually utilize it in industry with industry partners. And research projects themselves, of course, as academics, we can lead research projects in collaboration with industry partners on specific problems or areas that people might be interested in working in. And as the Speculative Futures in Mobilities program continues to develop and push forward, then we'll have other areas and other ways that we can engage with industry and government partners as that develops and goes forward. So, thank you, James.